Hey everyone, it is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and it is the last Wednesday of the month, which is off the board. But because all of the sketches for Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches are exclusive, they are not from Pinterest. So I cannot use uh, the sketch as my pin. Now, not to say that this sketch won't end up on Pinterest, but as of when I'm doing this layout, it was not. So that being said, I had to find another pin. So my pin is actually how to make the best margarita. Because I am doing photos of our catamaran ride, and they had this big bottle of margarita mix and they were squirting it in everybody's mouth, and it was really funny. And so I have lots of pictures for that. So today's sketch for June 28th for 30 Days of Sketches round 12 is from Sarah Scraps, and she makes absolutely beautiful sketches. But they do tend to make me think and try and get out of my comfort zone, which I really wanted to do. I didn't want to go simple. Sarah is a huge stamper, and she's great at it, and I'm not a good stamper. It super intimidates me. It scares me to stamp directly on my layout. But because she has these beautiful black and white, what look to me like stamped florals, I'm like, you know what? I am going to embrace this. So I went through my stamps, which I have quite a few, which are not organized well. So if you have a good stamp organization technique, because mine are just in a drawer, but I don't use them very often, so I felt like, yeah, they're fine in a drawer. And it's one of the shorter drawers. So I pulled some stamps. Some of these, I have no idea where they came from. I think I got them from a friend when she decided she wasn't going to scrapbook anymore. And I am doing 3 different areas, pretty much exactly where Sarah has the stamping in the sketch, except for all of my stamping is going to be underneath. She has that one area that is on top, and I just didn't have enough area on my 8.5 by 11 paper to make that work, I felt like. So I am still using the Splendid collection, and I went ahead and grabbed 2 of the cut apart tags, and then I have 6 photos, 3 of my son and 3 of my goddaughter, and I am going to mat those in white. So I'm going to go ahead and put them on these tags. Yeah, I'm going to put them on the tags. I am super happy with my stamping. Like, nothing got smeared, nothing looks really strange, so that's good. My dog is whining because I think we're going to go on a hike. She must have seen the leash. So, I'm going to go ahead and put these down. I'm also going to shut my door so I don't have to hear her till this voiceover is over. So I'm going to go ahead and put those down, and then I am going to start embellishing. So I'm definitely going with kind of that floral feel. Now, all of the florals that I am going to pull are actually fussy cut florals. So if we go to the bingo board, oh, let's see what I can get on the bingo board. Maybe the stamping and the fussy cutting are together. No, they're not. That's okay. So I got stamping. I got fussy cutting. I'm going to get some foam on here with my title. Let's see. which would be a pre-made title, but it's also foam. Got florals. Darn. Okay. Well, I know it is the 28th and I haven't got bingo yet, but that's okay, because if I don't get bingo, I don't get bingo. It's all about using the stuff. So I'm definitely using the stuff. So these are those fussy cut florals. Most of them are from, there was a pattern paper that had, I think 3x3 or 4x4 like frames. And then inside all of the frames were all of these florals. Well, I never used, well, that's not true. I don't know if I used the frames and the florals together, but I did cut apart several of the frames. And so then I took the florals inside and fussy cut them out, because I was at this point, I am out of florals for this collection, and I am almost done with this album, and I needed a little extra. I needed a few extra florals. Like, Mexico trip needs some florals, absolutely. So in one of the cut apart sheets, there was these little journaling spots, I guess you could call them. And in the sketch, Sarah has some journaling down at the bottom. So I just went ahead and fussy cut those out, put them down on the bottom, which is where I will put my journaling. I'm not going to journal in this album until the album is completely done. And once the album is completely done, then I will sit down and basically journal the entire trip, because that way I'm not saying the same thing over and over. Because sometimes I tend to do that when I journal all at once, and sometimes I do that when I journal later too. But if it's an actual album, I tend to do a little bit better. So my title for this is going to be No Drama Together. And because these two, they've been best friends forever. And they're definitely like brother and sister, but they don't fight like brother and sister. So that's kind of nice. I am going to use a couple of the other pieces from this foam. These are from Rosie Studio. And I'm going to cover up my tag holes with the hearts and just get an arrow on there. So that is going to do it for my layout. Oh yes, the splatters. I forgot. There are splatters in the sketch, so I'm going to use some black Heidi Swap Color Shine to do those splatters by the stamped areas. So thank you, Sarah, for getting me out of my comfort zone and actually getting me to stamp on this layout. So give her some love, as well as everybody who is in the playlist. I do have a couple of close-ups. Of course, had to get some close-ups of my stamping to prove that I actually stamped and did an okay job. And then I did put it on a 12x12, which I really like this floral background. So if I was doing a 12x12 album, I think that would look nice, but I'm not. So remember to wear your crown, and I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, and check out Off the Board.